course. All right, ladies and gentlemen, live. Let's see if this works tonight, because I have no idea if it'll actually work or not. All right, ladies and gentlemen, live. Let's see if this works tonight, because I have no idea. Because I have no idea if it'll actually work or not. It's right. So I have no idea if this works. Does this work? Anybody? Anybody? I don't know if this is working. Rev, can you talk? Of course it doesn't work. Go ahead, one more time. Of course it doesn't work. How about now, Rev? Does it work now? Rev, can you hear me now? Of course it doesn't work. Of course it doesn't work. Of course. I don't know why it does this. I have no idea. So what I'm going to do is this. By the way, I hate to say this, but this fucking bullshit of Spreaker doesn't work. I'm telling you. Rev, I'm going to call you on your cell phone. All right, I'll call you right back. Because I have no idea why this doesn't work. And it really, really sucks because I want it to work. And we want to go live because I know, and I have no idea if anyone can actually discuss this with me or not. If you can hear me, that's great. If not, just let me know. Because I will check and see on my trusty app. Oh, and I have no idea if anyone... And it actually is working, so I know that we get some some audio out there. So let me call Gary. And... Gary. Where is he? He is right here. I don't know why. Let's see if he could do this for me. So this is what we do. Hey, there we go. And we have Sean is with us today. So welcome, everybody. This is Dr. J from the Smell the Glove. Welcome. We're live. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a couple things because we haven't been on in a while. We haven't been on since Killy and since before Killy. It was St. Patrick's Day. And we had a little game that took place with Mr. Tom Roderick. Had a great goal, by the way. The rest of the game was shit, so it was basically 88 minutes and 80 seconds, or 60 seconds, or 59 seconds of absolute garbage. And then Roger came in and saved the day, so we all know that one. That's an easy one. And then, let's see. Rev, you there?
I'm here.
All right.
You have my number saved?
I didn't. So there you go. Talk again.
Talk.
There you go. Beautiful. So I'm trying to figure out why this doesn't work, because God knows why. So let me see if this works now. So if you talk, what happens? See, I don't know why this isn't working all of a sudden. It's on full blast. And let's change it one more time. How about now? Talk now. It's not working. No, of course not. Of course not. So we'll do this. There you go. How about that? Talk. There you go. Perfect. We'll just do it that way. We'll just go ahead and make it as loud as possible, and people can hear you talking over the cell phone. How about that?
Okay.
Perfect. So, Rev, we had the Killy game take place.
Yes.
And from there, what else happened? Anything else? You remember Rojic's bomb from about 20 yards out, 25 yards out?
That bomb saved some jobs, I think.
You think so?
Potentially, yeah. But I remember just as the game grew, when we did our predictions on St. Paddy's Day, and I was, trying to be optimistic. I think I said 2-1 or something like that. But really, I was thinking basically what happened. That it'd go to the last minute, and then.
You were the only one. You were the only one to do that. That's correct.
And I just, as the game wore on, I just got more and more pissed and just, spitting vinegar and stuff. And then I'm like, that's it. I got to, was like the acceptance stage of whatever, like, dealing with stuff. And then once I accepted it, that's when he took that shot. I'm just like, how the hell did that go in? Like, that was a one in a million shot. But we needed the 3 points, obviously, and he did the job for us. And looking at a 1-0 score line on paper does not justify the game really at all. But obviously, I'm not gonna be mad that we won the game. So yeah, I'll take that any day of the week.
Isn't that the truth? I would take that. I mean, listen, there are times when you have to deal with it. I get that. And there are times when you have to, work within, color inside the lines and take the beating, we'll call it. How about that?
Okay, yeah.
But damn, I'll tell you what, it was rough watching. It was harsh because I was sitting there watching with my son and his friend, and it was all I could do to not yell and scream at the television. Whew, it was tough.
Because was that game on TV here, or you just watched on Celtic TV?
I believe it's on Celtic TV.
Okay, because I was going to say, usually it just happens to be our luck whenever we get, a proper, Fox Soccer Channel game. It's always a terrible game for us. And, Celtic's one of the names, they're, not one of the big European clubs, but they're a name people recognize, and they're like, oh, I'll watch that game, and it seems like, when it's one of those days that we get that opportunity, it's a bad game, not necessarily even like a loss or anything like that, just not a pretty game, not a game that would attract more people to, especially on the East Coast, wake up at 7 in the morning to watch if they were not already a fan of the team. So, I don't kind of go a little off track there, but yeah, that.
No, I think you're exactly correct. I don't think I've seen them play well on Celtic TV. But this week, Hearts was on. I mean, the Hearts game was on. So I mean, that game was on. So they played well there.
Yeah.
So whatever. We got the 3 points. I mean, I think you're right. It did save a job or two because that would have been tough. But then again, later in the day or the next day, we were helped out by our friends over at whatchamacallit, how would you say this? Over at Aberdeen by going down in a gleeful disaster.
Right.
So whatever. We got that done. So we go on the break, and you watch any games on the break?
What do you think?
You don't watch games on the break, do you?
Yeah. I mean, there was MLS, in the meantime, but no, I didn't watch any of the international games.
MLS, is that started?
Oh yeah, we're already a month into the season with
What?
the week of March. Yeah.
There's no way that started already. Really? MLS started already?
New York's played 4 games already, yeah. 5th game is on Saturday.
Wow. I had no idea. Okay, cool. So my question to you is, since you didn't watch the game, did you get to see the hit that Sviatchenko took from our little Scottish friend Liam Bridcut?
I did now, and I gotta say that was it was like the Kool-Aid man trying to crash through a wall. Like he just goes to the tackle and he's like, oh yeah, like that's what I expected to see.
He actually said the ball was there to be won.
I mean, that's one way to look at it.
I don't know what he was thinking.
No, that was. I mean, he could have possibly been red carded for that. But that's definitely yellow. But I mean, it could have been worse.
I think in a regular game, he definitely gets the thanks for playing our game tonight. Go home.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think he does. Because when I saw that happen, I was like, holy shit, did he take him out? Wow. It was amazing.
Was that a friendly, or was that for Euro qualifiers or whatever?
No, Scotland isn't qualified for nothing.
Okay.
No. That was funny. That's the best joke of the night right there. No, they didn't. No, nothing for them. But then he was fine, thank God. That was good news. He was fine. And then from there, the next thing that happens is that we get to play Hearts on Saturday. And did you get up early, watch game?
I caught the end of it. I thought we were still on the break, so I missed, the goals and stuff. But it was good to see Patrick Roberts out. Him getting a game, and I was cautiously optimistic about him. Being youngster. I know everyone wants to throw the youngsters on and have them
right.
Have them do really well. I mean, I want them to do well too, but I want to make sure that they're ready to play for the first team and everything, and that it's not just a lot of hype that, oh, here's somebody new, let's throw them in and see what they can do. But, got 2 goals, nothing to complain about there, so hopefully, he is the real deal.
He played well. He played well. Did you see, he had 2 goals. GMS had the first one. That was good.
Yeah.
That was a good rip. He had that one good. And then from there, he had the next 2. We could kill all this. I mean, we're just happy to get back. But the issue that I had was they really did boss the game, and they did something I didn't think that Ronnie would ever do with them, which was actually how can I put this? Play defense.
Yeah.
Did you notice they pulled it back? I mean, they gave some of the ball to Hearts quite a bit, but they gave nothing else. I mean, they really didn't get that many chances after they got the 3rd goal.
And I'm okay with that. If you're supposed to have confidence in your defenders and your goalkeeper especially. So I'm fine with giving up the ball. I mean, yeah, I want my team to obviously dominate. I want to see that, but that shows that you have the confidence in your defensive game that you don't have to always have possession of the ball in order to control a game, even to win a game even. But winning that, it's like, all right, let's see what you got, versus what we got.
Right. I was happy with that. I mean, I really was. I was happy with it. I thought they played. I thought they played defensively well. I'm beginning to like and get. Maybe I'm numb to it by now, but I'm beginning to really enjoy the way that what's his name, Boyata, is beginning to come into his own. I think we got to give some love to Paulie, who's basically saying the same thing as Kelvin Wilson. That it took Kelvin Wilson a little while to get in there. And we got to remember, I mean, Boyata didn't play a lot of games before he came over. Just a couple here or there. I think he's beginning to really fit in. I mean, you bring back Simonovic and then Zivchenko and then Boyata. I mean, that may not be bad, considering the whole. Remember, the whole issue with Simonovic was the fact that he was basically able to be pushed off the ball really simply, but we didn't realize he was carrying a fracture in his leg.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with our defense for the most part. I'm not saying they're super duper world class beaters, but for the league, for what we need, which is just the league and the cup right now.
Mm-hmm.
We got ample bodies to take care of it, I think.
Yeah, to get rid of this, but the next question is what happens going forward into the rest of it. Yuck. That's the part I think that we have the issue with coming up in the summer with qualification. But anyway, so let me ask you this. So did you get to see the Roberts chip goal Yeah. What did you think of that? Give me your first impression of that one.
Confidence to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because how old is he? Is he 18, 19?
Something like that. Yeah, he's a kid.
Right. So just, you know, first game, you know, and you know, with the big team, the big leagues, and to pull something like that, it's like okay, but fair play.
Do you think it was? I'm going to put it this way. I'm going to give you. I want you to rank these 3 goals. Okay, because I had a Twitter conversation going back and forth with someone on my timeline. I thought it was a decent goal, but I thought the comment came out that was the best chip goal for Celtic since the goal against the Huns that Larson scored.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, I don't know if that's. I mean, I immediately came up with one I thought was the best. I thought it was better than his, and the celebration I thought was better too. But you remember the goal that Common scored against the Huns in the last game? Hooper wins the ball on the right side, passes in the middle. Commons gets a little nutmeg and then chips McGregor.
Yeah.
And then he sits and does his little sits down because the chief like an Indian sitting down right at the end. I thought personally, I mean, that was as big a goal, and I thought it was just as good. I don't think any goal that anyone looks at that Larson scored something like Larson's always going to win the conversation. Plus, that game was probably a little bit more how can we say. We'll call it nip and tuck. We'll call that one that game like that. But as far as the quality of the goal, I thought the Commons goal was just as good. I didn't think Robert's goal was that great. How about that?
It was a good goal, definitely. Would it go down as a all-time memorable goal kind of thing?
No,
probably not.
No. Which one do you recall where you were when you saw it? The Rogic goal against Killy or the chip against Hearts?
Definitely the Roger goal.
Yeah. Which one made you go, yes?
Well, okay, that's kind of a little biased now because, like I said, I missed that in its original thing, so I had to watch just a recap.
Yeah.
But my emotion still wasn't that caliber for Patrick's goal.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. I just think it was a good goal. I'm sure. Hopefully, he scores many more, and I feel the same way about it that I do about the Rogic goal or even the Commons goal for that matter. But I thought that was pretty interesting. I had the comment. I was like, oh, well, that's just as good as the best goal since Larson. I'm like, well, I'm sure between Larson in the 90s until just recently, there's got to be a couple really, really good chip goals that come to mind that people have scored.
If this is, was that the first one or the second goal that he scored? That was the first one.
That was the first one, yeah.
Okay. So that's his first goal, with the first team in his first game. And that's what he does. We'll have, hopefully, a lot more, trick shots. Almost, that'll be coming from him.
Yeah, hopefully. I'd love to see it.
He'll outdo himself.
Yeah, I'm hoping. So we had those games out of the way. We have our 7-point lead or whatever that was, right? 7-point lead, and then with a game in hand. Is that correct? Is that where we're at right now? Do you know?
I believe we still have a game in hand.
We have a game in hand, and we are looking at right now a game in hand. We play tomorrow night. We have a 4-point lead with a game in hand. Tomorrow against Dundee away is our game in hand. Which, is it on TV?
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
Usually don't figure it out until right before the game starts.
Yeah, I don't know if it's on TV now. I'll take a look. So we'll have to check and see if that game's on TV. But especially in the U.S., I know it'll be on Celtic TV. But Aberdeen went out and just absolutely just crushed Hamilton on Sunday. By the time I got to the game, by the time I turned it on, because I slept in, by the time I turned it on, it was already 2-0, and that was it. They never looked like they were going to do anything against Aberdeen. So that was that. So now we're sitting here, 4-point lead, 1 game in hand tomorrow. We're all set. Enough about that stuff. We'll talk about. I'll get a prediction for you at the end. What I wanted to ask you was this: did you see? You may have caught it. I know you actually missed it. You see the headbutt that not headbutt, but basically the head knock that Rogic had. Did you see the highlight of that with the egg on his head afterwards? He got absolutely. I have a major problem. And this is me and my problem as someone who's helped work with people who've had concussions before, and then work in the risk management world myself personally. But then dealing with my own son last year, May last year, in his own getting his own concussion and playing a game as a goalkeeper. But the issue I have was the article I read was that Ronnie said that Roger couldn't answer any questions and he was dizzy on the field. And I'll tell you what, man, that is not just dangerous, that's life threatening. And they basically let him stay on. And you could tell. I mean, I don't know if you could tell really. I mean, you'd have to really look at him. And see. I mean, he didn't have any major stiffness take place when he hit the ground or when he got hit in the head. But just over his left eye, he had an egg. And if they took him out a few minutes later, and just before the end of the half, they replaced him with Baton. And the issue I have is the medical staff has to basically run that. There's no. I mean, he is too valuable to let him play another 3 or 4 minutes. If he takes another knock in the head, that is an absolute dangerous thing. He may not be. I mean, the kid's only 22, 23 years old. You can't let him take another hit in the head. Not like that. I know he doesn't want to come out. I know his arguments. I know in the U.S. sports, we watch football and things like that, or you watch hockey, the game stops, while they figure out whether or not the guy's actually coherent or not. Meanwhile, they want this guy off the field so they can get back to the game. Maybe that's something where FIFA can go ahead and say, okay, we're going to stop the game and have the person just reviewed, and that's the end of it. And none of this, the player running back on the field or telling the doctor no if the doctor really thinks that's what it is, because that is I mean, that when they took him off right then and there, and he didn't look right coming off, and then reading later that he was dizzy on the field, he couldn't answer any questions about what time it was or what the score was. Man, I'll tell you what, that scares the daylights out of me as a professional, and just I had a big problem with that.
Wasn't that already implemented after the last World Cup?
I don't know. I don't know if the SPFL follows that rule or not. I have no idea. I thought it was too.
I would say, it's 2 or 3 minutes. I don't think the game actually stops, but if you get taken off for a head injury, you can't return for 2 or 3 minutes. At least I think that's how they do it in MLS. So I assumed that was a whole FIFA-wide thing.
Yeah, but you know what though?
At least in MLS, that's the case.
But here's the problem. If you 2 or 3 minutes, that means your team's playing a man down.
Right.
And you're mandating the 2 or 3 minute one man advantage. It isn't a power play.
Right.
Like in hockey.
I
think the game has to stop until they decide whether or not the guy's actually stable or not.
Right.
That's just me.
It happens very rarely. I think it only happened maybe one time last season that I can remember. It hasn't happened yet this season.
Yeah,
but I want
good.
to say, they stop, and this isn't just fans have, oh, my face, oh, it's all for the
No.
an obvious player drops and doesn't move.
The guy's out to lunch. Yes. I'm with you. That has to be taken care of. That really does. That really, really, really does. It really does. It bothers me.
Medical sports medicine professional, but I even know if someone hits their head and they don't know where they are, what time it is, what year it is, that's a big no-no.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. It's a very big no-no. So let me get you on to the next one. Next one was give me a jog on Yaldi for this one. Next one was Dyla talking about Roberts after the game, talking about how when Pep gets into look at what's going on with his team at Manchester City, that he'll probably want Roberts back right away. And then Dyla basically said Roberts is staying until the end of next year. End of discussion. Give me a jog on Yaldi for the first one is Dyla saying he's staying no matter what.
Roberts is staying no matter what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Yaldi. You know, I want to see that from the manager that, you know, he's going to fight for someone like that to keep them at the team. You know, especially when, we keep doing these loan deals and stuff, and where we have a player for a year, they do great for us, and then they go back to their team, and what do we have to show for it? Nothing, so if we can at least get a couple seasons out of them, or maybe ideally a loan to buy. I mean, who knows? What's he rated at, like $12 million or something, like stupid like that?
Yeah, it's $12 million for an 18-year-old or 17-year-old kid.
Right. So, hopefully, that we can at least just, get like kind of services rendered, so to speak, for a little while.
So let me give you my idea. Of this. I think that's a jog on.
Okay.
Here you go. You ready? Okay. First off, if they call him back, they're going to call him back. There's not a damn thing he can do about it. The same way they had what's his face? Who's the kid from Inverness? Ryan Christie. No, Ryan Christie. Remember, Ryan Christie's supposed to be there till the end of the season, but he's not. Now, granted, I mean, he came back to work on his injury and everything else, but he didn't go back. So they recalled him. I like how it's okay to recall Christie, but then now we have an issue if they want to recall Patrick Roberts. So
you're just thinking of the Man City team, but no, you're right. You're right about that.
Yeah, I just find that kind of odd. And then the next one is, of course, now we're both gonna say jog on. I mean, if City agreed to let the guy go for 18 months, then it's a jog on that they would call him back, except for one thing: it's a new manager. For them, hopefully for us, maybe for us too. But I mean, you're looking at Pep Guardiola coming in. He may want the kid back.
Right.
Who knows?
That's a good point.
So I don't know. I just look at that and I go, wow, that's kind of an interesting conversation to take on that one, because I just think it's kind of really weird that he would say that. Because they're just not his player. Now, would it be nice to go ahead and see if Man City wanted to sell him?
That'd be interesting to see what they'd actually let him go for.
I'd bet it would be £9 million more than we're willing to pay.
Yep.
And I'm saying that we probably even if we stumped up $3 or $4 million for him, and even then you got to ask the question: would he want to come here? That's the other part of it too. Not even the rest of that. So, but anyway, so that's that one. I don't know, man. I just find that comment really, really odd, really, really weird. But then again, there's good news.
Good.
In addition to Celtic winning the Development League today, which was very good news, right? That was very good news. Dirk Burrichter has been paid off.
Is this official?
Yeah, I've seen it on 15 different things. It looks to be that way, yes.
I'll hold my breath until I see official statement from the club.
Oh, you know what? Let's do this.
Looking pretty positive.
You know where it might be? Hold on. Let's see. If they've taken him off of the CelticFC.net, let's check and see if he's actually listed as a team. Let's say first team players, and let's see if he's on here. Let's see. They couldn't wait to get his fucking ass off. And he is gone. Nope, he's still there. He's still on the website. He's still on the website. It says he was paid off, but he's still right here. He's still right here. And then again, but they have Bruni with hair. So, I don't know. They have Bruni with hair, and they have Rogic without the egg on his eye. So, anyway. And Carlton Cole, who's still here. But we have yet to see him in a while. But no, he apparently was paid off. Didn't say how much in all the articles. But one of the funny things I read was on Daily Record, and I know I should be looking at it, but for clickbait. But it was actually pretty good. It was the top players that are the top worst signings that Celtic have had in the Dirk Boerichter era. And now the first one, and I'm willing to bet you, if you give me 1, 2, 3, they give you the top 3 signees. If I give you 5 guesses to get the top 3, what would you say they were?
Top 3, going how far back?
It's just within the last probably 3 years.
Rev and Dr, or is that still?
Ooh, that's a good one. Nope. He's not on there. Nope. I don't think they paid anything for him. I think he came on a free.
Oh, okay.
These are all people they paid money for.
Shit. No, I'm not sure because I'm trying to think of who we actually paid money for that.
Amito Balde?
Okay, yeah.
He'd be the first one.
That's a good one.
Check this out. So here are the numbers. Mito Balde signed for $1.5 million, lasted 2 seasons, played 398 minutes of action in the one season of 2013-2014, which means he cost in transfer fees alone, not mentioning what he got paid, $3,700, almost 3,800 pounds per minute. Nice. That's not what he got paid. That's what they paid for Victoria Guimaraes.
Right.
All right, and then the next one up from there, around the same number, Timu Pukki.
Okay.
Pukki.
I feel like I got that song out of my head. Like,
now you're busted. Gotcha. Signed for $3 million. Played 1,227 minutes. Cost 24.45 pounds per minute. 7 goals. Amito Balde, 3 goals.
There. I thought Pookie actually would have been a good player.
I wonder what he's doing now. I wonder how many goals. Do you have any idea what he's doing now?
No clue. I think he went back to Germany and he started scoring again.
No, he's at Bromby. He's at Bromby.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's at Bromby. So let's see what he's doing. Let's see how many goals he's got. Right. So let's see Bromby right now. He's got. Let's see where Bromby is. Hold on one second. Here we go. Let's see. He's in the Danish Super League with Bromby and history, professional football, European success. Let's see where this is here. The squad right now. Current squad. Timu Pukki. And he's got statistics for his club. Right now he has, in league goals, cup goals, he's got, Jesus Christ. He's got 10 goals this year in 18 appearances.
What the fuck?
10 goals in 18 appearances. 10 goals in 18 appearances. Which is about average. That's what he did before.
So I guess he couldn't hack it here.
I guess so. But I'll tell you what, though. It says here he had 7 goals in the one season. He had 9 for Celtic in just over a season and a little bit. Remember, they let him go for the beginning of the season. Beginning of the season. So he had 9 goals total for Celtic. He's got 21. It's about right, man. I'll tell you what. He had 27 appearances, 9 goals. And then he had 27 appearances and 11 goals for Brøndby the rest of last season. 18 appearances and 10 goals now. So he's doing a little bit better. So good.
Yeah.
That's good. You know, it's nothing he was ever going to keep Griffiths out with the way he's scoring goals. But, I mean, that's about average for him. So, I mean, that's what it is. And then the top one, the worst one. We got to find out where he's at. I wonder where he is. I'm going to check this one. Mo Bangura.
Okay.
As the worst is what they said.
Who's the Spanish guy we had? I can't think of his name. I think he came on.
Oh, yeah. You had, oh, God. You had a couple of them, didn't you? Club
What's his
career.
name? I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, a couple of them. So let's see real quick. He's got 2013. He's got Celtic, no goals, 11 appearances, no goals. AIK, 10 appearances, 5 goals in 2012. In 2013, when he left, he went back to Elfsborg, had 6 goals and 27 appearances. And that's the last bit of information he has. Right now, he's with Chinese League One side Dalian Fang.
Oh.
He's kicking it. Chinese. Yeah. Current squad.
Celtic busts who are doing better after. You see Chifty?
Dude, no. Go ahead.
He's got 2 goals in his last 2 or 3 games or something like that.
Yeah. Does he? After he got into his big get kicked out fight thing.
Yeah.
Wow. He's playing in China. He's playing hold on. He's playing in China in the Premier League or League One. I don't even know where they are. They're in the Chinese China League One. They're in the He's playing in China in the 2nd division.
Okay.
All right, now you ready? Here's what we paid for him. $2.2 million. He played 330 minutes and cost £6,667 a minute. No goals. And then played against us. Remember that?
Right.
Golly, man, that's.
Yeah, I think him playing against us is more unforgettable than him when he did play for us. Because I honestly, literally, I can't remember him on the field in hoops for us at all. Like,
right.
No memory of it.
But him playing for Elfsborg against us?
Right, but I can remember him playing against us.
Right. I remember one of Amito Bali's goals. He scored in a friendly against Liverpool. How about that?
Yeah, I remember that.
That's all I remember. And Timu scored a couple.
Hot shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the man had the touch of like lead feet. Woo! Man. So that's the in the recent time. I know if Paul was here, he'd say Raphael Scheidt was probably the worst. So I'll give him a shout out for that one. The rest of it, Dirk Gahn, Dyla, talking about that. The next thing I got is Tierney. People talking about Liverpool gonna offer $10 million for Kieran Tierney. Give me a jog on or Yaldi to that one. I don't think I even need to ask you on that one.
Jog on.
That's a jog on. No chance, man. No chance. Get lost. What do you think? Can you leave him? Can you let him go? You can't let him go, can you?
No. It's kind of weird because this is almost like a American sports kind of draft situation. Because it's like, here's a guy, he's young, so you really don't know his full potential. He looks like he can be really good, but you really don't know how he's going to pan out. You can't predict the future. So it's like, do you stick with him? Let's say your team with the number 1 overall pick. Do you stick with him knowing this is what you're going to get? You're going to get, this guy that's been talked up and you've seen his, possible potential? Or do you, cut and run and, take money that someone else is offering and then do something with that money? I say we stick with him. We need I mean, Izzy had that position on lock solely since 2010, and here steps up a kid and just, pretty much, okay, see you later, this is fine now. So we got that covered, that position covered, and we needed that position covered, and I think he could only get better. So, yeah.
So if they're willing to give him 10 million, for him playing less than a season, they'll give us $10 million. What if he played another season?
What do you mean?
I mean, could it be worth $20 million next season?
Probably not that much, but I think if that's what they're offering now, yeah, I think his stock would go up.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. I don't think he'll go, but you know what though? I gotta love the comments. I love the comments on like the Facebook pages of all the Celtic things where it's kind of like, oh well, it doesn't matter. Law will go ahead and sell him. It doesn't matter. They'll sell him. I don't know if that's the case. That hasn't been what they've done lately. They haven't sold anybody. Who'd they sell? They sold Van Dijk. He wasn't staying.
Right.
You're going to lose him for half the money or nothing at the end of this year because he was not staying. That had nothing to do with Lawwell.
And Tierney came up from the youth team, right?
Yeah, and apparently his dad's a big Tim also. So
yeah, so there's some loyalty, hopefully there. I don't want to. I'm tired of seeing this being a feeder club stuff where we get a player, they play 1, 2, maybe 3 years, and then we sell them down south for a couple million, and then it's like kind of scrambling because we're not getting that position filled again. So I want us to hold on to a player, and hopefully the stars seem like they're kind of aligning for him to be that player because in that position, by the fact that he's young, we didn't buy him off of anybody or as a free or anything like that. We developed him. So hopefully,
since he was, he's been with something since he was 8 or 10 or something like that, right?
I honestly don't know, but yeah, hopefully that all plays into it. Just for him wanting to be here and being like, with hopefully the mentality of like, I did all this work to get here. I'm not going to just run somewhere else now.
Well, I hope not, because that would suck.
Yeah.
Hopefully he stays. I'd love to see him stay. I'd love to see him stay. I think it's a jog on. I don't think Lawwell would sell. I don't think so. I think if there's no downside to keeping him at his age. Minus, if you're going to say that minus he get injured, you can do an Izzy and get hurt and then go from there. But I think at this point in time, I think what you do is you sell Izzy, and then keep him for another year and a half, and hope to hell that this club makes Champions League.
Right.
Hope to hell, because man, it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be very, very, very ugly.
And you want to see him get develop better? Yeah, make Champions League, put him up against some of the world's best, and
I don't think he starts it at Liverpool anyway. So I'm assuming that's where you want to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you want to stay and play. That's just me. I know if that were. But then again, we have feelings that get in the way. I don't know if he has feelings that get in the way. You know what I mean? He's not an international player. He's wanted to stay there for so long. So whatever. But I will say this though. Moving on to the next thing. What's up with the goal drought for Lee Griffiths? Did we absolutely the last 2 games no goals? Did we? And he didn't score for Scotland either. Did we jinx him like Paul said we would?
I don't think so. There's still plenty of time left in the season, and the team. Okay, last game seemed like the team played well as a team against Killy. They did not play well at all. So what are you going to do? I didn't watch the Scotland game, so I don't know if it was a good their average. But hey, we're not really talking about a long run of games. Now, if it's the end of the month and we're saying, what the hell, then obviously, I'd say that we definitely spoke too soon. But no, give it time. I think he'll probably do good for a goal tomorrow, I'd say.
Good for a goal tomorrow?
Yeah.
2 or 3? Sure, why not?
If we have a good game, why not?
Why not? Like 5 or 6. I think he's going to get one of those. He's got to have a Hooper day where he gets 3 or 4. He's got to. He really has to. But from there, the last thing I want to talk to you about, and Kelly, if you have other things too, but Mikael Lustig asking for a new contract or talking about it. Give me your initial visceral reaction, knowing that your insides are very, very sensitive. Give me your initial visceral feeling when I say Lustig and new contract at the age of 29.
I'm okay with it.
Really?
Yeah. I like him. I like him as a player. I like him as a guy. Okay, so what do we do, 2-3 years? So he plays till he's 31, 32. Maybe next year he maybe keeps up starting or mostly starting, and then slowly maybe step back, for a youngster. I don't know who we've got, coming up behind him. But, somebody else coming up and just, he can do like some, mentoring, training kind of stuff. And, I'm okay with it.
So, he's here. He's played, remember we talked about this last week, he's played a ton of minutes. And he's done well this year playing all those minutes. So that's been good, right? So now he's 29. He's going to play in the Euros. He just got his 50th cap, which I didn't know that. That's quite a big accomplishment there. And he's done at the end of next season. Do you extend it?
So 2017 is what his current contract ends.
I think that is the case.
Yeah, I have no problem with him, doing until he's, giving him an extension until he's, 31, 32. If we start talking 33, 34, okay, that's a bit of a stretch, but, a couple of years, I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah. Here are the two unknowns that we have. The two unknowns we have going forward are what's going on with Darnell Fisher over at St. Johnston, and the other one is what's going on with Sadie Jenko.
I can't see him being long-term.
How could you see him? You haven't seen him. We haven't seen the guy.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean? We just literally have not seen the guy. So what do we do? What do we do?
That's kind of a canary in the coal mine, I think.
Oh man. So I'm looking at his contract is up. Now that we say this, I want to say Mikael Lustig contracts. He is under contract until. Hold on, I got it right here. I got it. Hold on 1 second. Izzy Gary and Lustig signed new contracts on May 30th, 2014, just before he took over. Lustig signed January 2012. Honduras and Izzy's been here since 2010, since summer 2010. Yep. Yep. 3-year deals. 3-year deals. So that was in 2014. So yeah, till the end of 2017.
Yeah, I would go with the known unknown instead of the unknown unknowns with this.
Well, here's the other known in this game. You ready? Father Time is unbeaten and untied.
Good point.
And I mean, he is. I mean, he's playing, but I mean, do you see him as still same speed as before? Do you see him as fast, as speedy, as all that stuff? Do you still see him as that person? A year from now, 2 years from now, a year from now, and then another extension? What are you getting?
Yeah, we'll probably slug. I mean, is he looking to just totally redo his contract like from this point on, or to tack on?
No, I think he said. I think his comment basically was, "I know what's going on. I'm going to sit here and wait for Celtic to come talk to me about it."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm okay with that. You know, it's not. You know, it would be different if he goes on and says, like, you know, I'm kicking ass, I'm all they have to come and, you know, grovel and keep me. Like, then you say, like, all right, no, that's fine. But, you know, if he's saying, hey, I'm here, talk to me when you're ready, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I
for the club.
Yeah, good servant to the club. To keep him. I mean, I think they have to. I think. Listen, the guy is like 2 oil changes and a spark plug short of blowing up. Okay, and his motor blown. I just see it, and then that's how I feel. And I think that what happens is I think Celtic. What'll do is they'll go and drag it out to the bitter end. I can't see Lawwell or anyone else feeling bad for him and or feeling love towards him. I think what happens is they let that whole situation whittle down and try and see if he blows a tire just before contract time. Because I mean seriously, here's the question for you: what value does he have if you sell him?
Not a lot, really.
Yeah. $1 million, $2 million. You know, hey, listen. They let Ledley go for what, 900,000 in the last minute type thing. And, you know, in a January transfer. Maybe that's where his value is. Maybe his value is we see what happens. That may be the best deal. I mean, we see what's going on. We wait until January. When the January transfer window shows up, someone needs a defensive, a defensive right back, and then we sell him for $500,000-$600,000 in January, and we don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, right. I could see him being who am I thinking of? Not Lee Naylor, not Garrett Caldwell. Who was the other guy right back that he was always hurt, but then scored like a couple goals for us out of nowhere about 5 years ago.
Oh, I forget. Top of my head.
But you know, Mark Wilson.
Oh, Mark. Oh, yeah, Mark Wilson. Yes, Mark Wilson. Yes.
Yeah. So
yes.
I could see it like that. Like he just kind of, you know, he's not a constant starter. You know, he gets up there in age, he's not a constant starter, but he can come on and surprise us. I can see him playing that kind of role.
Yes.
Utility player.
Can you recall a Mark Wilson goal?
Yeah. He had like, it was like the 2 that were like a couple games back to back. I think they were like probably the only 2 he scored out of nowhere. And it was like his last, like the tail end of his last season.
Yeah, I remember him ripping the ball at a Rangers defender and hitting him in the head, and the guy just going backwards, falling down like a dead body into the goal. Remember that one? That's the one I remember.
So.
That was him. That was him ripping the ball like that. Just rips him, hit him right the guy right in the face, and just knocked him down. I think you're right. I think that's a good one. That's a good one, Rev. I like that one. He could end up like Mark Wilson. That's probably right. I know they just basically dumped him at the end of the season, but I think he's Lustig with his pedigree probably has a little bit more of a sell-on value of more than nothing. Yeah. So I mean, I think what ends up happening is they don't do anything right now. I'll be willing to bet his agent floated the story, and just to get people to be aware. Hey, listen, I'm over here. Don't forget about me. And yeah, I think that's what happened. I really think that's what happened, and that's what goes on from there. So that's that one. So I don't know what's going to happen with him. I think it's going to be just the whole issue with let it sit and we'll figure it out in January. I think if he's decent, I think he goes in January. If he no injuries between now and then, he just plays and plays and plays and plays. They may give him another year, to see what happens. I think, and a lot of it really depends on what happens, what it looks like when Darnell Wilson, Darnell Wilson. Fisher, thank you. Why am I saying Darnell Wilson? Darnell Fisher comes back, and what happens with Sadie Jenkins when he finally gets back. So I think that's going to be a big question to answer there. So anything else? Anything you got?
No, I'm pretty good. I'm just glad to get a quick show. It's been a couple weeks.
Been a couple weeks. Yeah. Were you upset that Scott Allen didn't play on Saturday?
Not really. I mean, he's showing like he's decent, but like I said, I'm not one of the ones clamoring for him that he has to, be starting every single game. But I want to see what he's got.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not bad.
I think he's okay, but remember he's 25 already. He's a late bloomer, late bloomer.
Yeah, if he was 19, 20, I'd say okay. Let's get the end of the season. Let's throw him on and let's see what the kid can do. But yeah, no, he's no spring chicken.
Mm-hmm. No, he's not. So not that 25 is old. He just ain't 18.
Right. For his skill set, his skill level.
I think so. I think you're right. I don't know what people say. I mean, I know what I saw. He had the game before this one for the development squad. He had they think he scored 3 or 4 goals, and he had his hand in maybe 3 or 4 of them. Like, oh, he needs to be playing. He needs to be playing. Oh my God, he needs to be playing. Stop it, killing me.
But the point is, okay, he needs to be playing. Who do you drop?
Yeah. Mackay Steven is done. I mean, listen, I love what GMS is doing right now. I really do. I think he of all the people is the midfielder that pushes that team forward and forward and forward and forward and forward at pace. And I love when he does it. I really do. I think he does a good job of pushing them. I think he does. That's just me. And, works out well.
If we're going to play somebody who's, for lack of a better word, like a kind of an outsider, at least like for this season, as far as this season is concerned, I'd rather play Ryan Kirsty.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but we got all these we got all these people that want to be with the ball in the middle of the field. All these people that want to be with the ball in the middle of the field, and no one who wants to be on the wing.
Yeah.
No one wants to be on the wing. So I mean, he's got his. We got one winger in Roberts, which gives us basically cover for a year, and then from there we have to figure out what in the world we're going to do. We really need a left winger, someone who is a left winger to stay out on the left wing and play the left wing. No one wants to play out there and do the 1-2. I mean, I thought, if you look at the way Izzy and I could say this over and over again, Izzy and Stokes played on the left side. They opened up the left side. They played the 1-2 down the entire wing the entire time. We don't have that now.
Yeah.
We don't have that now. And that's not me saying, we need to have Stokes back. That's me going, we don't have that now.
Right.
So,
Right, I agree.
We don't know. They need someone on that left hand wing, and then go from there. And then, by the way, Guidetti keeps scoring goals. Did you know that? You see that? Guidetti keeps scoring goals. It's amazing.
Really?
Yeah. He keeps scoring goals in Spain. Good for him. Fucking bastard didn't want to be with us. Fuck him. Does that mean... Was that mean... I don't know if that's mean or not. But it just is what it is.
Yeah. No, there's another... I want to say the one that got away, but, there's another one that had potential with us, and then, I don't know if you do like the Facebook thing with the memories, and it shows you your posts from that day, a year ago, 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, like 2-3 months ago, I was getting stuff from last year, super good and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm starting to get the ones that are like, who is this guy? Fuck this guy. So,
Yep.
yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Oh, I don't know either. I'd love to find out. I'd love to find out more.
Well,
but anyway, we'll get there.
We're going to be Griffiths, and he's going to be the one to break the record.
I hope so. I'm rooting for you. Let's do it.
Yep.
Anyway, all right, Rev. It's been an hour. Me, you, Chris was busy today, and then good luck to Paul. Paul moved to... Where did he move to? Montreal?
Montreal.
He left...
He's now like Quebecois.
Is he? Wow. Is he a Frenchie now?
What's that?
Is he a Frenchie now? Is that what he is?
Yeah.
God, now he not only is he Scottish, who's from Philly, or who claims Philly is where he lived before. Now he's Scottish and Canadian, but not just Canadian, but French Canadian. I mean, I like Canadians, but French Canadian, that's a different conversation. Don't you think?
Oh yeah. No, he even dropped his hockey team and everything. He went from the Leafs, which I wouldn't want to be a Leafs fan anyway, but now he's going Go Habs go.
Go Habs go. Go Habs go. Can you believe that? I can't see myself saying that. Couldn't do it. Couldn't say. I mean, I don't know. Listen, I don't watch hockey anyway, but that's if I have a team, I it's kind of like this. It's like moving here, right? You're a Giants fan. I mean, I'm a Giants fan forever and ever and ever, so no big deal. But the Carolina Panthers, I can't get into them.
Yeah.
I watched the Rangers and the Devils as a kid before the Devils came around because I'm that much older than you, and I can't get into the Carolina Hurricanes.
Oh yeah, that's...
Can't do it. I had no college team. I mean, the only college team I remember in when I was growing up was Rutgers, but we considered them the 13th grade. So
yeah.
So I mean, South Carolina football, okay, but does Rutgers play football? I don't even know.
Yeah.
They do. I had no idea. But that kind of stuff.
Like the PapaJohns.com bowl and the Tostitos fajita bowl and all that crap.
That's awesome. That's better. Hey, listen, that's better than South Carolina was this year, I guess. But anyway, so no, I mean, I couldn't get into that. But God bless him. I know he's going to tell me how he has no other thing to do but go to the game, so he's going to fall in love with them. So that's cool. That's how he's going to be. We know that's how he's going to be. But anyway.
Yep. All
right, man. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to get over to watch a little basketball tonight. But
Better Call Saul?
Better Call Saul. Oh shit, Better Call Saul's coming on now.
Yeah.
Oh well, shit. Fuck basketball. Let's go. All right, I'm hanging up with you because Better Call Saul is on.
Yep. Catch you later.
All right, hail everybody. Take care. We'll talk to you soon. No outro music because, as you can tell, the audio sucks, and so does my computer system. Good night, everybody. Good night, Rev. Take care. Hail, brother.